Hmm. Oh. Yes!
Okay, so we either want Root Seeds to carry over attack, or Restore, because there's a zillion cards that care about Restore. I think I'm going with Restore, because it really ticks me off when I pull Rejuvenate units, and I can't play them. Like this guy, Thorned Hollow. Wildwood Sap seems pretty playable with a couple varieties of Primordium. So we can give him HP. That HP will stack if that HP will stick with him through Retch. So that's kind of fun. Cultivating onto Primordium is probably also really cool if we can line that up. We've got Heart of the Pact. Heart of the Pact I find awkward because it's got very low HP and attack value. It's just like pseudo +1 draw, which is really good. Vola's Tuning Fork is incredible here. We're going to have a ton of spikes. Now we get to play a lot of stuff for free. Stalwart versus Aggressive. I think we're going Stalwart here. I've done Aggressive. I don't have a setup with it right now. So I'm just going to do Stalwart, and we're going to see what we can do. I think Stalwart plays pretty fine with Cultivate. It does mean we're not looking for a Retch. With Astrile here, we're just going to set up like a big spikes floor on the bottom, and this totally wins on bottom floor. Just like these two guys is fine. That. Primordium, without that effect, Primordium would be in danger of getting killed by these spikes units. But now it'll be safe. You've got effective... Okay, yeah, he's gonna die. Sure, do this, doesn't matter. This round is gonna be really automatic. We've got Spikes 24, and Spikes 24 will just win this entire fight. Done. I don't even have to worry about killing those guys. Making of Immortal Trade, Prismal Dust. I don't want any of these. Resto Debtor, Glimmer, Razor Sharp. Razor Sharp is pretty interesting with Stalwart Snack. So we wind up getting a bunch of attack power carried over. Who are we up against? We've got the knockback Archeon, is pretty annoying. Inevitable Strixen Hallow, and then Entropy Seraph. Let's see, do I need a bigger powerhouse heal? I don't think I necessarily need a big powerhouse heal at the moment. I'm going to take the Razor Sharp. We just want to go Hard Awoken. Or do I actually want... I mean, if I get a Power Lifter, I probably have Primordium feed that. There are a couple other units that I might want Primordium to feed instead of my current setup. Because the bottom floor can manage without Primordium. I can still get a Merchant of Steel here, even if I pick this Merchant of Magic with the Umber Banner. So I'm going to check for an Umbra unit. Firstly, are upgrades available? Holy Keep, Ember Power. I don't have a Keepstone target. I could Holy Stone a Prismal Dust, but it's not great. It's a Consume card. My other stuff is not great Holy Stone targets either. I could take a Crucible Warden and feed the Crucible Warden several times. Or I could take a Morsel Maker. I am actually going to take the Morsel Maker. Morsel Maker sitting alone on the top floor is a unit I feel better about than taking Crucible Collector in that circumstance. I think I want a Power Stone on at least one of these restores so that I have a little bit of like better healing running around. And to get some stuff out of the way, I want to drop one Shield Steward right now. And I think I want to remove one of our Plinks ahead of schedule. If I was up against Flesh Eater, I would probably keep that Plink. Not Flesh Eater, Flesh Weaver. We can take this. I'm going to do largely the same setup as before. I'm just going to put a Morsel Maker on the top floor. And we're Or put a Shield Steward with the Morsel Makers. He's feeding the Shield Steward. Shield Steward also doesn't get immediately killed by this batch of Forsaken. The Morsel Maker could. Vola's just makes, like, this early game really automatic. Take the attack value. That guy will get killed. Because I know these enemy waves are not going to push through, like, the modicum of extra healing. And then I can just throw out free plinks to, like, farm these floors. No space for anybody there. We'll take 4 damage here, and then we will gain damage shield, life steal, and shield. And then that is all the space we have. Because, of course, this is the early part of the game where Plink actually works. Razor Sharp, Restore, I don't need to take damage. Do this. I wish there was a visual cue for whether or not you've activated Heart of the Pack, or, like, the progress you've made on within that turn. I guess we win. You get the visual cue that pops up, but my brain is sometimes addled and more focused on... I'm sometimes a lot more focused on yapping than I am on playing, so it helps me to have visual reminders of what I've done even in the same turn. Let's see. I kind of want a Perils of Production, but with Vola's it's less useful than usual. Let me take it anyway. I think I like a Steel Enhancer for Primordium. I think it's a Merchant of Steel and an Umber Banner. I want to check for another Umber unit and find something better, please. We've got Large Smidge Thornheart. Okay. That is really good stuff. I can almost do bottom floor control with Shadow Eater Morsel Maker, which is pretty comfortable. It'll last pretty well, but if I don't get a Silence Room, I can't use it the last fight. Let's go for it. One of those circumstances where it can actually work, especially because I can Large Smidge Shadow Eater. I'm going to go ahead and Thornstone my Thorn Hollow, get it a little bit of baseline, and I'm going to remove my last Shield Steward. Need here. Upgrades. Unfortunately, the Large Smidged Shadow Eater is not a great unit to pick up a lot of buffs. Sometimes it's okay. In this case, I will be trying to get wings for him, just for a bit of extra stats. But cloning him is not very effective. Yeah, I'll give him Arch's Wing. Onto the Shadow Eater. Hey, 23, 115 is not a bad stat line. I wonder if this is one of those runs where we get Emblem of the Exiles to try to Wedding Ring stuff. I'm just going to do this. I could put Primordium down here too, I guess. I kind of want to lure the boss around. Might get Primordium killed, but let me try it anyway. Block for Primordium. I can still put a 2-size unit there, but I might have messed myself up a little bit. We're just going to throw out some regen. Get our Heart of the Pack trigger. Yeah, we're just going to feed these guys to a Spear Steward, actually, because I kind of messed up my positioning. Doing a little bit of griefing just for fun. Gotta keep it lively, I guess. There's really no cause to perils anywhere. He's taking 17. I think I just Prismal Dust him. And we fly the Shadow Eater back to the front of the car. leaking a little bit because I haven't scaled well. Shadow Eater is not a scalar unit type of guy. I didn't do this right at all. Yeah, let me do this over. This was stupid. Okay. I'm still going to go Shadow Eater Morsel Maker to control the bottom car. I just need to leave an extra slot open so I can play the Thorn Hollow when I draw him. It's not a huge correction. I'm just not going to feed the Spear Steward on the top floor. Fly you back in front. Yeah, that makes sense. Just need one. Keep him alive. Now this turn I draw the Thorn Hollow, and the Thorns will prevent me from leaking the Savage Spearman. So I save myself 6 health by retooling this. Cool. Let's go here. Answer Razor Sharp. Carols you into a big Prismal Dust. I think this floor might kill the boss. Oftentimes for this boss, the chosen shield bearers are just going to get through. It's not that big a deal. We just live with it. And I'm just going to throw a bunch of swords up here. So he forced me to feed my Morsel Maker twice, but I think I fly this unit to the front. It gets me really close to winning. 6 off. Does that get it? Yep. Cool. Right, I need to tighten up a little bit. I'm playing pretty sloppy, and I'm having to reset turns and fights more often than I should be. Alright, we've got an offered Channel Song. How do we feel about Channel Song? Well, I'm going to give myself one more energy on this upgrade so that I can deploy both the Shadow Eater, the Thorn Hollow, and the Morsel Makers. Channel Song doesn't do that much for me right now. There are some units I could pick up that make it more important. I've done good things with Forever Consumed before. There are maybe some possibilities for me to use that. I think Forever Consumed is the more usable card from all this. Okay, now I can play for Awoken Hollow Cultivate Primordium. And that sounds very funny to me. So that's what I want to do. Let's get Cultivating. These two are going to have a really funny little relationship. I think I want to hit the Merchant of Trinkets in the event. Is that correct? Is that what I want? There are a lot of very helpful trinkets that I can find. And I get to pick up probably just one in this case. Thorn Fruit doesn't do much for me. Void Fragment's super useful. Alcove. Show me the box again. Not today. This is cool. We could play either of these pretty well, I think. We do have the energy to play through the Blight. Do I put this on the Shadow Eater or on the Awoken Hollow? I think this goes on the Shadow Eater, and we give him the Savage Heart, and and he just gets a buttload of rage. I don't feel like there's too much I can do with that. It's just that he's going to revenge very often, and it's going to just give him a lot of stats. Because I think he's able to heal pretty well at this rate. Even without me giving him, like, Titan Skin, I think he survives. We're just going to go full Stalwart Snack path. I need my... do we lose to this? No, I think this is doable, actually. This is going to be tricky. We might take a lot of damage here. Ooh, hey, thank you for the follow. I think that's the follow SFX that I had. I don't entirely remember. Okay, so it's either the Thorned Hollow or the Awoken Hollow right now. I think it's going to be Awoken Hollow with Primordium on the second floor. And then let's do this. So, the gambit we're running through is this guy has to do a lot of damage. We want to Forever Consumed at 3 energy, and it'll take out this guy in the front. So, I think we just play that like this into this, and that's pretty cool. Okay, so the Shadow Eater is going to deal with the small guys. We do need to scale this guy up to a lot more attack than he's bringing out. 47 now. Let's see. I have no room to play morsels here. That's a bummer. But I can get out a bit more damage on this floor like so. He is going to heal 150, so that doesn't actually help me very much. Okay, this guy's going to go all the way, and he's going to do some damage to my fire. It's going to be raunchy. Unless I draw Forever Consumed again. Because Forever Consumed should still be able to blow him up. Go Razor Sharp, Restore. Blink there and a Wild Sap, I think. Drop that. Yeah, I'm definitely taking damage for playing the Heaven Seal. Ow. There we go. Okay. This is the last guy I'm going to take damage from. He might actually kill me, though. Yeah, on Heart of the Pact, he's going to deal 14 times 3 and we lose. Let me try this fight one more time. I couldn't actually deal with this challenge. Heaven Seal. So alluring. So dangerous. Alright, we're gonna go off the theory that it just takes, like, a little bit more time for the Awoken Hollow to scale and maybe we can be okay. But I don't know. We might just be in trouble. Let's see. So I need to forever... Oh, once again, I just need to Forever Consume to 3. Okay, so I think I played the Thorned Hollow here and it kills the guy in the back. And we drop the Forever Consume. I don't want to redraw the Prismal Dust. One spot where I have room. Regen on him doesn't help much, and that's just bonus health. So it's probably better over here, actually. So we're going to take damage from him. I might need to fly the Shadow Eater out of this floor to survive. I'm going to take the same damage as before here. Okay, there's the Forever Consumed again. And I think we actually scale enough here to out the Zealot. No, we do not. We have to play the Forever Consumed there. Okay. That is fine, though. We can do that. Just gotta do this, and then pop you. We're almost killing Kel on the bottom floor. And we're surviving up here, so, yeah, we made it through. Okay, so we were able to replay it. We took some damage, but it's not a lethal error. Nice number of revenge triggers there. Got a really nicely scaled top floor. 300 damage attack at this point is pretty good. Okay. I really would like to get multi-strike for this guy on the top floor. Feast. Feast is interesting for the Shadow Eater because it gives him an instant attack. Like, you can use Holdover Feast with Shadow Eater to create a, like, fast cleave effect. You can, like, kind of artificially quick sweep. We don't need to do that this run. What we need this run is a silence floor. Prism Retrieval doesn't really help us. I don't think Gem Trove does either. Snare and Graft, Awakening Thicket. I like the Awakening Thicket most of all here, so we'll take it. We're going to drop a Spear Steward. This Void Fragment is so good. I don't have an option for health here. We could go to an Awoken Banner. There are a couple support units that are pretty helpful. I think the Merchant of Steel is pretty great. We're looking for upgrades on our Awoken Hollow, that's for sure. Our Thorn Hollow could be tougher too. Yeah, let me go over here. Merchant of Steel gives us the option Large Immortal Strength and Heart. Those are not great. I'll take an Animus of Will, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, I actually don't really like any of these. Roll the whole kit. Okay. Interesting. I could maybe smidge the Awoken Hollow if I want to fit something else up there with him in Primordium. But I was really hoping to find Double Strike for him. I think I'm going to Thornstone the Thorn Hollow, get him up to just Spike 6 baseline. I could Titanstone the Awoken Hollow to give him kind of auto wins and Relentless. Sure, I'll do that. With that, I can be confident that he beats Strix and Hallow in the straight fight. Just comes down to whether or not we leak. And I'm not confident about my damage. I really hope to hit multi-strike for him there. Then I can be confident about my damage. Okay, what do we got? This is a Quilling Catcher. Get about 300 gold out of that before the end of the run. I just don't think it's the Clepsydranium. Or any case where it is the Clepsydranium. So, how does this work? The Shadow Eater, with its Gorge effect, I think it does trigger Slay. That reads to me as though it is damage that is done by the Gorge effect. I just don't know if we have great outcomes for putting a lot of Conduit on that floor. Conduit does pay out into Plink. So maybe that's part of the game plan, is that we take the Clepsydranium and Conduit feels Plink. We're going to get to remove, like, 2 or 3 more Plinks, though, before the run's over. So the question is, like, is it more effective for us to have extra gold or that Conduit Slay? I think the gold is better. I still need to play Inkbound at some time. I've gathered that those two characters are related to Inkbound. This is a big risk. This is a huge risk. Want that out. I'm gonna go for this. And we're just gonna send this at 1, because I don't really want it. Okay. This round of guys is going to be really hard to clear. After that, we're a lot safer. Because in subsequent rounds, the Shadow Eater clears the Undying Wretches in the back. I think the Thorn Hollow clears some of the Undying Wretches here. That's going to help a good bit. We need to rejuvenate here as much as possible. I think one Wildwood Sap onto the Thorn Hollow is pretty good. Spear Steward's not really helpful here. Oh, I played into the sap, but it's fine. So, the nice little bonus about the extra rage is I get to clock these Adamant Shield Bearers out of the fight. Normally they wouldn't die here if I didn't have that upgrade in the event. This Plink should help out. Okay, that's better. So we got one coming through. Need to play this, I think. I would like to drop the Calcified Ember. I think I can do that. Ember Morsel makes him die. Don't have a means of getting the Collector after playing the Plink on the top floor, but I think I need to play the Plink on the top floor in this case. Yeah, so we take 4 there. But I think we're good for the rest of the fight. No cause to play Forever Consumed. I don't want to play Plink into these. Although I actually can, right? Yeah. Oh, Savage Shackles prevents me from playing Morsel Jeweler. I should have just taken the Revenges. Up to 55 Rage. Get you out. Keep cultivating Primordium. Really funny. We actually beat the Undying one on the first floor. This Shadow Eater is scaling up very nicely. Okay, Shadow Eater means business. We get the Quilling Catcher payout. Second Forever Consumed versus Cannibalizer Crucible Extension. These are all not great. I'm just going to move on, I think. There's an argument for Cannibalize, but I'm not in the mood to take a Calcified Ember with it. Pyre Shards and Engraft are both pretty good here. I'm going to take the Engraft. I've got multiple Rejuvenate units, so I think it's pretty good. I'm going to drop the Plink. Freebie Plink Purges are so nice. I think I want the Pyre Remains here, even though the Merchant of Trinkets is very strong. Actually, can I just endure and get the Merchant Trinkets? How good are the spell upgrades? I think they're only okay. I really want unit upgrades. I want unit upgrades. There are a couple of units I would like to draft, like the unit that makes spikes do more. I don't need Edge Prior. I get a Merchant of Steel here, but it makes me skip a Pyre Remains here. I definitely need 2 Pyre Remains to be at full health for the Titans, so that locks me onto a Merchant of Magic and a Merchant of Arms. I think the Merchant of Arms is pretty welcome. I don't think I want to take this Merchant of Magic with this Merchant of Magic. So I think I'm either taking this set or this set, but not both of those sets. And if it's down to that, I really feel like I need to hit Merchants of Steel. And I'm not going to hit this Merchant of Steel because I need this Pyre Remains. that pulls me to the right here for this Pyramanes. Because I need to get 2 out of 3 of these, I feel. Or my health is just not going to make it. Maybe I find a Holy Stone here, too. Okay, I can hold over. I can remove Consume. Holdover Forever Consumed is probably really good for me right now. I have concerns. I have the option of doing an Eternal Smolder setup. It's very funny for me to pick Holdover on Forever Consumed when I have Perils of Production right here, but it's the way it has to be right now. I'm going to set that to Consume because I think I only have 2 more free removes, so I'm going to be stuck with one of those. I think I might not want to keep playing the Razor Sharp Edge, so I think I might want to consume the Razor Sharp Edge here. I think these are pretty weak. Let me just re-roll it. Okay, Spell Chain, Holy Stone. So we could Spell Chain the Engraft. Actually, like, Spell Chain, Emberstone, and Graft is pretty strong. And then we can Holy Stone the Forever Consumed. So now we have an Energy Positive Engraft that helps our card draw, and a Holdover Forever Consumed gives us health back. That feels pretty cool. I'm getting +10 on another one of these restores. I might need them to do more for me. I was probably supposed to click the Celestial Alcove first. Okay, didn't matter this time. Balatro. I think it's a Chikot. Muting bosses is so huge. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, Strixen Hallow. And Inevitability Strixen Hallow's not super interactive, so I don't really have to worry about what their mechanic is. I just have to know it's going to happen. This is a pretty boring one. They just have more stats, basically. I think my last upgrade is just going to be more energy. I don't really have more units to place. I just have a bunch of, like, bullshit I do when I have more energy. I think I am probably locked to playing Forever Consumed every round, but it's going to be really helpful. Converting all of my excess energy into damage at this rate is crazy. Because Forever Consumed, they just gave it this super crazy rate. And Perils does give me more to do with it. Did I just half-kill Strix? No, I 1/3 killed Strix. That's crazy. I'm not even going to play this because I want more revenge triggers. Steel Enhancer, Restore, Waking Thicket is awesome. It's a better play than the other stuff I can play. I have to watch out for not killing Strix too fast at this point. Get out of here. Clear lane. Punching for a lot of damage. Don't want to redraw that. Taking a non-consume -2 consume on a Prismal Dust was probably would have been a cool idea. Throwing a big one of these to prevent me from dying. And then the smaller ones here for extra triggers. I can afford this. Okay, I'm no longer locked in my paths, because I'm at full health now. Yeah, this is a powerful setup I was able to deal with out of that. Crack out a little bit more damage. Our last wave is next wave anyway, so we can start the Relentless a little early. Now, this does give him multi-strike right away, and he's hitting at 38, which is nasty. So he is going to kill the Shadow Eater, unfortunately. Yeah, even I could fly the Shadow Eater to the back for it to get off one attack. Actually, if we forever consume the Scarred Sentinel, we've only got 3 attacks coming in. And they're only for 38, so if I put him here, I get some more done. No, with that, I kill both of these, even if that's all we do. Drop that. Do this, this. So now we do about half Hallow's health, and he actually gets killed next turn by our spellcast. The buff on Forever Consumed is pretty rad. They literally doubled the damage of the spell, and like doubling the damage of an X cost spell. That's wild. But the Engraft sets it up pretty nicely. I'm out of coffee in my cup. I have more elsewhere. Ooh, okay. Interesting thoughts. Unleash the Wildwood Adaptive Mutation Channel Song. I think we're taking Adaptive Mutation because we've got our crazy, like, Rage setup. He's at Rage 98. Yeah, his Rage is way higher than his health bar, so we can give him a bigger health bar with this. I'm feeling Hell's Flame. The more energy we have, the crazier this is going to go. I'm going to drop the other Plinks. Keep on removing Plinks. Okay, so we're not locked on where we need to go. I think that means we go to the Merchant of Steel here. We got Multi-Strike for the Awoken Hollow. Awesome. That's going to help him take out the top cars in some of these later fights. Alright, my biggest concern right now is if we don't hit Silence Room, we get blocked off of half of the cars we need to kill. The Spikes floor can deal with some of that stuff. So, how's our Spiky Boy? He's got both of his upgrade slots eaten. But his comrade is the Animus of Will. Let me reroll and see if I can quicken that Animus. That is a no. I'm going to give it a Strength Stone so that it doesn't suck. And we're going to move on. That's about the best we can do for unit upgrades. Let's see. Go Stalwart 3. Okay, what can we do with this Empyrean Well? I think we might just be duplicating the Adaptive Mutation. We might want to duplicate the Awakening Thicket. So I can put that on the top floor and the second floor. They both kind of enjoy that effect. It's going to make them more stable on the Titans fight. Because I think without the Awakening Thicket, our second floor dies pretty quick in the Titans fight. We can take this. We're going to have a lot of artifacts towards the end. We'll hope it is enough. We should be able to set up pretty much everything, right? Not quite, but we can get the Thorn Hollow out in the initial setup, and I think that's important for some of the later fights. Alright then. Start off on the top floor. This doesn't matter very much. Yeah, it's an initial 200 attack, so it does get way better when we throw that nonsense at it. Blink here. Here. And this. We get card draw out of the deal. I'm going to remove the Spear Steward at the end of the fight, because I have nowhere to play him. Get a payoff with Blink this round, but I cannot kill with Blink anymore. It is a useless, dead card. I'm I want to make sure I play this before I get too out of control on other plays. I think I actually play both the Vengeful Shards and I Forever Consume for 0. Do I need this in the holdover, actually? I don't think I do. So we'll let it go. Because I don't need to have it back again until we're on, like, the boss fight or something. We're actually just cleaning up these floors at the moment. It's 200 damage here. This does need to be higher. Get a Heart of the Pact in. Okay, so we're not killing this necessarily yet. So we will need to forever consume that. Bring that in there. This. We're losing the second floor's frontliner, but that's okay. We've got our forever consumed back. So we got corrupted out there. Bummer. Okay, at the 200 multi-strike, we kill that, which means I can play the Forever Consumed here to out that 80 power guy. Is there anything else I want to play here? Let me bring this in to help eat some of that. Let's do that. Okay, so we still lose the Animus of Will. It's a little hard to control these deformed duos. Coming in with Reanimate 2 is kind of nasty. How are we looking down here? Well, we're not killing Rax. I didn't really think we would. There, thank you for working. Get that out. Helps us push a bit more damage. Let's see. Perils here. Top floor's in a decent state. I probably want to do this. I'm not convinced I need to do this here. We've got 2 spell shields, which are going to eat the forever consume damage. 2 eat. This is fine. Flying the Shadow Eater does almost nothing, right? Yeah, nothing. Unfortunately, we cannot really hit Rax with Forever Consume. We just need to beat him in a punch-up on the top floor. There's throwaways. This doesn't matter. He's gonna have his full stat suite. How hard are we hitting? Oh, 508 times 2. Yeah, we're pretty good at this. Okay, so this setup is scaling enough for these fights. I don't know if it scales fast enough for the Titans. We'll have to see. I don't really think these work well for us. I'm just gonna skip. Actually, Cannibalize might be good enough. I like the Spreading Spores here, I think. Yeah, let's try the Spreading Spores. And then I'm going to drop the Spear Steward. Okay, we're coming out with a handsome payday. I'm going to go to the Merchant of Arms. We want to try and see if we can find a Silence Room. It makes us way stronger. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. I have a quick sweep set up. I don't think I can deploy the Silence Room, so we might have a couple rough turns. Oh. We could maybe take Iron Tongue with the Animus of Will. I think that's fun. Try it. I'm not equipping anything to the Awoken Hollows. Let's hit a reroll. Yeah, I'm not wild about any of those. Forgets. Mind Jax doesn't do much for me. Sap Tap is great. Mask of Penumbra. Cannibalize can generate us morsels, and so can some of the plinks. The plinks don't work very often. I'm going to do this anyway. Mind Jax is really minor, but it can still do something. Dante's Footstool is pretty great, though it's not guaranteed to hit what we want necessarily. It's just pretty handy. What cases do we need to use morsel blockers for? We have Titan Skin, so we can survive the first punch from Entropy, and that's the only really big deal there. I think Jackstrip stabilizes us a good bit. I can afford one more card purge. The duplicate here, I think, is a duplicate of Adaptive Mutation. Even unupgraded, this card's pretty handy. I think I will want to play it twice. This does nothing. Hit one more card purge. This is probably removing the last plink. Yeah. The last non-consumable plink. This is not a very helpful card right now. It's more playable on Dominion Seraph. It's rubbish against Entropy Seraph. It's actually horrible. So many of the units that come in here have Spell Shield. Just absolute garbage. Cool. Got our full deployment. One of our rooms out. That. Stumbling over my words a little bit. We got the Zone of Silence immediately. That is awesome. That is hot. I think I play this right away too. Feeling good. Feeling good. Yeah, 2 of those die on the Jack strips. We silence all the Deafening Heralds, so the Shadow Eater cannot be prevented from eating. And that's what I wanted the silence room for, by and large. We can sacrifice this guy, and then bring in more Entumber Morsels. Drop this, play this. Wow, we went down to 1 health there. I might have to watch the Shadow Eater a bit more closely. Well, kind of, sort of. We have an adaptive mutation for him now, so he's going to be fine. We always perils a morsel. Blink this floor. Nothing happened. Right. Spreading Spores you. The second Spreading Spores will go in the Thorn Hollow, for sure. This. Definitely not playing the second one right away. We want to play it a bit later after we've taken some damage on the Shadow Eater, because we do need the heal out of it. Don't really get to do damage with it there. Okay, the boss is now out from under its cheat code debuff, so he gets to sap us and do his other bullshit now. I need to watch this Thorned Hallow a little bit. Razor Sharp there. That floor looks fine. Just gonna get this out. Yeah, I need this to hit pretty hard, I think. We're only doing about 200 damage on this floor. Actually, it's maybe more like 4 up. Yeah, it's like 240. I need that. 'Cause I don't need to count the sap. Almost up to 500 attack down here. He's not dead. Cool. Ooh, I want to get that out. It's pretty handy. Cannibalize you. Morsels out. Morsel goes here. I think I drop Forever Consume to play more Spreading Spores and buff the Shadow Eater. Let me just get the Wildwood Sap out right now. I don't necessarily want my deck to be too full of Spreading Spores. It's a funny thing that I can do after I've played out the rest of my game plan, if I want to, like, scale spikes to infinity and beyond. But in terms of what I'm doing this fight, it's just not, like, an optimal part of the game plan. It's just something that's there for kicks. I'm gonna get some health up here. Let's see. I'll take the damage from the Curse of Entropy. I think health is not a limiter for me. Let's do another little Swaparooski there. Okay, now we're up to 400 damage. The amount we're eating with this Cultivate plan is increasing every turn by a pretty good amount. Like, almost a 100 Primordium that still has Buffet 6. We still eat Primordium for a long time. Just cannibalize. Rats. Spores on you. We take a bit more damage there. Shadow Eater's not dying, so we're fine. We're not clearing with a ton of leeway. Like, we still need to wait in a Relentless rounds before we can win. We are doing a lot of work down here, too. Throw that on you, so I'd prefer it if you don't fall down right now. There we go. Play those, and I think it's forever consumed here. Little health back. Only one unit gets through. Although we can punch down one of those units per attack now. Right, without a coffee. Man, we were like only one attack short on that floor of actually killing. Drop of Perils into Forever Consume. Get more energy back. Play that too. We did not get to see our top floor. Purge is going to be what? What are we purging? Probably a Prismal Dust. I have been dropping these Prismal Dusts without a care in the world. They are very, very extra. Oh, I kind of expect Damage Shield is not really necessary in Awoken. You can just take the hits. And our units are pretty good for it. Let's see. We might lose the second floor to Corruption at some point, depending on how our healing goes. Apart from that, I think we're in a pretty good spot here. I think our top floor ramps out through all of the nonsense that could happen. The mute from the start is pretty helpful and funny. Drop that. I think we'll open with these to make the second floor more stable. Starting off with 400 attack on the bottom floor is really funny. He's going to be in danger for a bit, I think. That's going okay. This is a bummer. Okay, we're living. I need to get the Cultivates rolling here. Got some regen on him. Wild Sap should be most effective on the Thorn Hollow, I think. Once we hit the Forever Consumed, we probably want to be throwing them at the top floor to accelerate things, but it's going to take a while because of Spell Shield 4. Right, we don't have a solution to the Quick Sweep. I forgot that there are Chosen Assassins in this fight. Blink has got no chance to get through this. Well, I think we Adaptive, so he doesn't die. One Energy Prismal doesn't save the Morsel Maker. And I don't have an Energy Hack in hand. I would need a 3 Energy Prismal to save the Morsel Maker here. Lifesteal is actually probably pretty helpful there, sort of. I gotta be concerned with these guys coming upstairs. I want to hold that. Wait, did that drop a spell shield? No, that did not eat a spell shield at 0. Okay, I had to think for a sec, but No dice. I'm going to play this anyway. It's theoretically bad because it gives more rage to the Chosen Assassin. It's a good thing regen triggers before corruption. I could have saved the Morsel Maker with 1 damage shield. That's how the damage was rolling. Adaptive Mutation does not help the Thorn Hollow here. Well, the Enhanced Spikes are killing off the Chosen Assassin. It's not quite fast enough. She's doing exactly 30. Huh. I have spikes 41. Adaptive Mutation makes my unit die. This does have an instant restore on it. Okay, now the spikes is getting the Chosen Assassin killed before he makes the second strike. So the Animus of Will gets to live. With that, 16 damage gets cut off, so I'm able to survive and regenerate. Okay. Okay, so we don't have our sweep solution on the bottom floor, but we have our secondary sweep solution. We're getting Pyrelights now. We were not getting them earlier because of silence. As I thought, I need a lot of I need to pay a lot of attention to this Thorn Hollow, and it is slowing down my top floor scaling. We still have regen and the Awakening Thicket triggers. I think I'm gonna start consuming you. 1 spell shield left. The Jack Strips is also helping me out in a secondary fashion by clearing some stuff. Let's see. Firelight. I think I just take this damage and forever consume. So given that I'm losing him and I need a tank, I think I fly this unit up. And that should help to stabilize me a bit. I cannot play into this Chosen Ardent. Just throw our healing here. I have no perils target. That's okay. Drop this. Alright, 400 damage consumes. We're back on track with the minion and then some. We can also forever consume to the savagery. So this spell's just going to help us control the fight to the whatever extent we need to. We're getting clobbered here. Let's see. This is 75 damage. That's not quite enough, but the Animus doesn't die on the trample. Let's see, got about 3 turns. So here we're doing about... We'll be at 450. We're doing about 900 damage there. Means 1 forever consumed on Savagery. Sets him up to die, pretty much. We can drop 1 on Dominion, too. So now it's just a matter of entropy. Okay. So, yeah, that's dying. Let's See, I could increase my attack here with an adaptive mutation. I think it's not super worth doing. Dominion's probably on track. I think we do Firelight, and we might just drop a Forever Consumed here. No, it doesn't get us through Savagery by enough to get into Entropy. So in that case, let's just prep our future scaling a little bit. And, I could cannibalize him because he's not going to survive anyway, but instead I'm just going to Forever Consumed here. I want to keep holding it over. I need to look at what the leak pattern looks like. I might have to redo this, but I know the mistake to fix. That's like 24 damage. That's dealt with, that's dealt with. So it's just a matter of getting Entropy. That doesn't help. It's annoying that I've drawn it so many times. So I'm not going to get Entropy here or here. How do I hurt Entropy now? How do we do this? I need the bottom floor to stay alive. I probably need the bottom floor to stay alive more than I need the second floor to exist. It's just a matter of the Morsel Maker. If I had given the Morsel Maker a health upgrade over the course of the run, we'd be in a better spot. I had the chances to do that. I didn't think about it, because I was not thinking about the issues in this fight, actually. Let me just be a little neglectful of Thorn Hollow for better scaling. Yeah, because if I neglect that here, I can play these there, and that makes me a lot safer for the fight. Yeah, so this was the problematic wave. Actually, it's only max health. I think I still want to play this here. I did not draw the Prismal Shard on this draw this time. Needed Sap Tap Heal. I think I start with the Cannibalize. That gives me the Prismal Dust. Okay. That. Just play those as blockers. They're not quite enough. I would need a third blocker. Actually, if I played the Morsel Jeweler there, it would work. But let's see. I think we just do the Prismal Dust here on the Morsel Maker, and we get through the fight, basically. Play this just to have it. Yeah, this way I still keep feeding the Shadow Eater, so he continues to put in work. And this row of guys should get beaten by these two, pretty much. Actually gonna Awakening Thicket here for extra safety, I think. We can play this. That. I believe these units on the top floor do not do enough damage to kill Primordium, which is all that I would be worrying about normally. If they can't do that, I don't have a concern. I don't want to play into this Chosen Ardent, so we're going to skip on the Cannibalize here. Um, I think I get one Forever Consume onto Dominion, and then the others go to Savagery. We'll get a little Fire Hunted, but we have a lot of health. Yeah, the Sap Tap is great here. Let's see, I think we do this, just do 80. Yep, that's fine. We don't want to play into that, so we'll drop the heals here. Let's see. Looks like Savagery's pretty much cooked. Yeah, so I just needed to do a little more work to preserve the Morsel Maker. Let's see. I have no way to hit Entropy with Forever Consumed. It's annoying. This is a long fight. This is where they have the Chosen Herald to silence me. I'll actually just overwrite the room to silence him back. If I play this Forever Consumed, it means... I think it means more of my damage gets through to Entropy. Oh, do we just trample perfectly into Entropy against Savagery? Is that how that works? I thought it was just while he's at 1, you attack through him. But I guess that's not quite right. Got this guy up to 900 attack down here. That's crazy. Check that out. Oh, yeah, Morsel Miner. That's cool. That out 2. Despite my very high attack value, it's still only Primordium that's hitting Entropy, and he's only around for 3 more turns. If I forever consume one of these, I get 1 attack on Entropy. But I guess we might as well buff Primordium too. There we go. There's a big hit. Just having a lot of trouble connecting. These guys are hitting for a solid 900. I'm about to lose the Shadow Eater to Corruption Pressure. Not quite yet, but soon. Okay, we'll win the fight. Ooh, 1 on the Shadow Eater effect. That is the most work I've had Shadow Eater put in. Ever. I usually cannot stabilize him. I think dedicating a Morsel Maker to him is pretty hard, and the fact that his sweep is not quick is problematic in a lot of runs. There's win number 122. These Primordium runs are a bit longer and a bit more complicated than other runs. It's just the nature of it.